Let's bring into this conversation member of the House Homeland Security and Veterans Affairs Committee's Democratic Congressman Max Rose of New York. He's a veteran of the war in Afghanistan and recipient of the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Let's start with the school conversation. We've got a lot to get to, including your new bill about Russia sponsoring terrorism. But the schools, let's take Staten Island, for example. We heard Mayor de Blasio yesterday announcing at this point, and he said this could change, a plan for the city to not fully reopen its schools, but to partially reopen. Meanwhile, from the federal government, you have the president threatening to cut off funding to schools from the federal level if they don't reopen. What's the feeling in your district about where we ought to be this fall among parents?
Yeah, look, I think unlike the President of the United States right now, I'm committed to keeping the health, welfare, and safety of our teachers in mind. I represent probably more New York City public school teachers than any other member of Congress, and under no circumstances do I think that they should be forced to risk their lives and put their safety and health in jeopardy unnecessarily. Now, with that being said, though, I think we can figure this out via a combination of remote learning and on-site learning and investment in resources, PPE availability. But let me tell you who absolutely does not want schools open at all. It's Mitch McConnell. Every single day, Mitch McConnell stands in the way of increased state and local funding. Every single day, Mitch McConnell tells our teachers and our students that he does not care about them, because if we don't get additional state and local funding, we will not be able to handle this. Opening our schools safely will require resources. So I think the president should call Mitch and ask him why he is so against opening our schools.
School districts have said they're going to actually need more money, as you point out, if they're going to meet some of these guidelines that have been laid out in terms of safety for students and faculty. I want to ask you about businesses on Staten Island, and because it gets to the conversation of small business across the country. There have been some stops and starts in terms of reopening and then closing that have really hurt the restaurant industry, for example, that rehired summer staff, ordered food for the 4th of July weekend, and then were asked to close their restaurants again. What are you all doing in your district? What are you doing in Congress to help out small businesses and restaurants in this country?
Yeah, our small businesses, particularly our restaurants, have been hit harder than most other sectors. I'm sincerely of the belief that we should be ramping up the opening of restaurants, albeit in a safe manner, but expanding outdoor dining, not allowing for them to be fined each and every step of the way because they're having to dig deep right now. And then we have got to figure out, particularly in New York City, how we can safely get them indoors. As the fall comes, as the winter comes, it's going to be unreasonable to say, stay outside. I don't want to meet this pandemic, particularly in New York City, where we have already been through the storm, with unnecessary economic calamity. These people have put their lives into their small businesses. They treat their workers like family, many of them, and they're watching it wither on the vine, and it breaks our heart, and we got to do something about them. We also have to step in with federal aid. I'm a strong believer and supporter of additional federal support for our restaurant owners as we continue to battle this pandemic.
Congressman Mike Barnicle's here with a question for you. Mike?
Max, what, if anything, are you hearing from your constituents throughout the district about a couple of things? One, the potential of, being evicted from rental apartments. And secondly, parents whose economic viability depends largely, somewhat largely I would think, on their children being placed in school in September, but that might not occur. What are you hearing on those two issues?
Yeah, look, the system that we have right now is plain and simple unfair. Reagan is smiling down at the degree to which we are practicing trickle-down economics as the Fed pumps up assets each and every single day, but an ever-growing share of our low-income, working class and middle class patriotic Americans are unemployed or underemployed. So there's a few things that we have to do. And then I sincerely believe and know that my constituents agree. One, We got to address this pandemic with the full force and power of the United States of America. Let's stop playing on the sidelines. Right now, we see states and cities competing for swabs. All a swab is a glorified Q-tip. It's utterly ridiculous. Competing for masks. It makes zero sense. Secondly, let's not suddenly become born-again fiscal conservatives at a time where debt should not matter. We have to win this thing, which means unprecedented investments in our communities, investments in infrastructure, but also investments in making sure that nobody is kicked out of their home due to a pandemic that they had zero control of. Right now, people are looking to the United States of America, looking to the White House, looking to the federal government, looking to their elected leaders for leadership. They don't want to see partisan games. They want to see results. That's what I'm hearing. Same goes for school openings. Let's do it safely. Let's do it responsibly. Let's allow us to get back to work in a safe manner.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.